You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at KTAV.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131.
Hey everyone, we want to welcome you to another installment of the Simone Edwards Show. So first and foremost, I've had some people reach out, and a couple people reach out just wondering what was going on with the show. First, there was tax season. It was brutal. And after, I think there was like the week after tax season, it just so happened that everything aligned so perfectly, and the show was canceled due to, we had a guest that had a scheduling conflict, and normally we try to reschedule, but like I said, tax season was at its finest this year, and so I gladly took the opportunity to not have a show and just to rest that day. After that, we just had some personal things. I had some personal matters that needed my immediate attention, and so we just kind of took a little mini hiatus to attend to those matters. So we are back in studio. We're back here in studio, and we're here with Miss Kelly Harvey. We're going to talk about a mother's love. Mother's Day is tomorrow, and we are going to talk about some of the things that happened with her son, how she became an unwitting community activist. Wasn't really planning on being one and just kind of got thrown into the deep end and had to learn how to swim. We'll get to that in just a moment. We want to thank you all for hanging in there with us while we were on our hiatus. We are definitely back and ready to jump off into the deep end. So, Kelly, let's get to know you just a little bit. So, what are you most proud of? Let's start there.
I'm proud of my kids. I have 5 kids, and I'm very proud of them that they have became something.
Yeah.
You know.
So what do your sons do?
Well, my one son works in he works out of the country. He's a football player.
Mm-hmm.
My other son is going to school for an attorney, to be an attorney.
Wow.
And the baby boy, Aaron Harvey, is going to school to be an attorney, but to change policies and procedures.
I was actually going to ask you what we're going to discuss. Did that affect their life choices?
Yes, it did.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And so one wants to be a lawyer in the courtroom, and the
Yes.
other one wants to be a policymaker.
Yes.
Oh, that is fantastic.
He works closely with Shirley Weber.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. Shirley Weber is amazing.
She
Yeah,
is.
I love her. What is your that I don't know what happened there, but we're gonna try again. So, what is your biggest dream in life?
My biggest dream in life is to travel. I
Yeah?
love to travel. So that is, I want to continue to travel.
Okay, where have you been?
I've been to London 3 times.
Love London.
I love it.
Oh my God,
I've been to Paris 3 times.
on my list.
And I've been to Rome. And then Barcelona.
Oh,
Spain.
Barcelona.
Barcelona's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. What about Barcelona that just tugs at your heart?
Well, I like the old places. I love the old churches.
Okay, the architecture?
Yes, I
Okay.
love it. I love it.
Oh, wow.
I could live there.
How was Rome?
Rome is good. I like Rome.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, to me, they all look alike, though.
Oh, really?
Yes, it does.
Where in Rome did you go?
I don't even remember. See, my mom, she travels a lot, so she took us all over the place. It was just
Okay.
so many places. We did go see the Colosseum, though.
Okay.
That was amazing.
Did you see the
amazing.
Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was okay. You know, it's really leaning. I didn't think that it was really leaning, but it really leans.
Did you go to the Vatican?
Yes, I
Vatican
did.
City?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The one year, whatever year it was, I went. We were able to see the Pope.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What I'm the most interested in is the catacombs underneath, and
Yes.
then the Vatican City has, like, not only do they have, I think they boast one of the largest libraries, as well as works of art.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I would love to see this,
Oh yeah, you got to go.
just to
You
geek
have to-
out. Like,
you have
oh
to
my
experience
God.
that. Yes. You
Yeah.
have to experience that.
That is awesome. Where would you want to go next? Where do you want to travel to next?
Where I want to go is to China.
Really?
I do.
What do you want to see in China?
I haven't researched that yet.
Okay.
But that's on my bucket list, is to try to make it to China.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to go to China.
The Great Wall is definitely would be a
One-
fascination. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
the stairs.
yeah, where I want to go is Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had some coworkers and I had some acquaintances who went to Thailand,
Me too.
and they came back and they were basically saying, like, you don't need a lot of money when you go to Thailand.
Right. Right.
Like, you can, like, it's
That's-
so you really don't, and you can live like a king
That's what I heard.
on very little money. And so I'm just like,
Yeah. A friend of ours is trying to get me to go to Thailand because he lived in Thailand for like 9 years, and now he's here. He owns a bunch of wash and goes. So he's like, hey, you guys, let's go.
wow,
I was like, I'll foot the bill and take you guys. I'm like, okay.
wow. So can I tag along?
Yeah, oh, he said bring anybody.
I'm anybody.
He said, you can bring your friends, so we can bring anybody.
And it's just such a beautiful country.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. It's really pretty out there. So another research that I have to do, because when I go, I like to research, get the history.
Yeah.
You know.
If I'm traveling locally, like stateside, not as much. I just tend to go to places that seem fascinating to me. But when I travel internationally, very much so. Yeah.
Yes. Got to get the history.
Yeah.
Got to know the history.
Oh, that is awesome. That's a travel buddy. Yeah.
Oh, I love to travel. Let's go.
Yes. Have you done the cruise thing?
Yes, I've been on 2 cruises, locally, but the last cruise is me and my mom for her 80th and like 29 of her friends and my friends. We went to, that's when we took the Mediterranean cruise.
How was that?
Beautiful.
So that one covered, what countries what were your ports to stop?
Barcelona was the first stop. It was a 14-day cruise, so it was a whole bunch of stops.
Okay.
Yeah. That I can't.
Did it include Greece?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, it didn't include Greece.
Wow. Oh my gosh, I want to do that. I want to do that.
Let's do it. You can do it.
That is awesome.
Anybody can do it. You put your mind to it. Let's do it.
I did a baby cruise just to see how I would like being out at sea.
And Mexican Riviera.
I just did the one from like Long Beach to Ensenada.
I did that one too.
Yeah, and so it was kind of like, okay, all right, I could do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could do it.
So, okay.
That's how I started my first cruise.
Yeah.
So I did the baby one.
Yeah, just to see if I would be interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did, actually. Yeah. I very much enjoyed it.
You'll love the long one then.
Yeah.
You do the 7-day one. We did the 14-day one.
Oh, nice.
It was nice.
All right. What event in your life has shaped you most as a person?
What event has shaped me is when my son got incarcerated.
Wow.
When he first got incarcerated, and it was like, wow, that was a shock.
So I want to go back really quickly. When your son was falsely imprisoned.
Thank you. When he was falsely in prison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's funny because as I was working on the questions, one of the things that came to my mind was, even though it has been resolved, it hasn't been resolved.
Exactly. It has not.
And so it really created a new normal in your family dynamic. And it really created a new normal in your life. It's kind of like before this event. It's like life before this event and life after this event.
Yes. Yeah, but my life really isn't normal because once this happened, then it's really an ongoing thing where we're just helping families after families after families, helping these single mothers who the father's not in their lives. So,
right.
It definitely impact our family because now we're really out there.
And we definitely want to talk about that. We want to touch on your work especially what you're doing with not just mothers, but with single mothers.
Yes.
Because single mothers are in the most need of help, especially if they don't have a lot of support or a large support circle around them.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Yes. So we're definitely going to touch on that when we get back from break. This is kind of a morbid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If you knew you would die tomorrow, what would you do today?
Well, first of all, I would want to know.
You wouldn't want
I would not. Don't tell me. If I'm going to die, don't tell me. Just let me live my life happy.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to know.
Okay.
Because if I did, I probably couldn't say what I want to say on the show. So let's keep it as I don't want to know. There's a couple of people I would like to get, but I'm saved. So
I love the Lord.
Yes.
So I will keep it. I'm gonna keep it holy.
Yes.
Keep it holy.
Yeah, so don't tell.
Is there a characteristic that you admire in others, and what is it?
The characteristics that I like in others are, be truthful.
Right.
Be very honest with me and just truthful and honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely an admirable characteristic. Yes. And it seems, it's an admirable characteristic to have.
Yeah, just be truthful and honest.
Definitely. All right, you guys, we are going to take a break for station identification. We'll be back in just a moment.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at KTAV.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
All right, we are back here in studio with Miss Kelly Harvey, and we are discussing A Mother's Love. So let's roll back the tape to 2015.
Okay.
What happened the day? How did you find out? What happened in 2015 to kind of shift your life?
Okay, in 2000, it wasn't in 2015, it was 2014. If I'm not mistaken, it was either 2014, 2013. One of those 2 days. Mm-hmm. It was it was June. As a matter of fact, it was June. It was, I don't know exactly what me and my husband were doing, and we got a phone call. My son said, they picked me up from Vegas, and I'm going to jail. Oh, okay. So, my thing is, so he's talking to my husband, because usually, they talk when they're in trouble. Mm. So he was like, called my husband, and my husband was like, okay, well, Aaron is in jail. I'm like, well, in jail for what? Mm. So at this time, he didn't know, because when they picked him up, when we talked to him, they were telling us how they got him. They were like, I was on my way to take a test, because he was doing his real estate, so he was on his way to take a test. When SEAL 6 picked him up, the SWAT team, you name it, helicopters, they were there. And they said, one of the police officers said, dude, you really pissed somebody off, because you killed like 9 people. So he's thinking, okay, it's a joke. He's thinking, oh, okay, well, they got the wrong, he's like, you guys got the wrong person, blah, blah, this and that. So he was like, telling his dad, he was really like scared, because they was telling him to get on the ground, put your hands up, but he was scared if I move, they're going to shoot me. Mm-hmm. So he was just like standing there not knowing what to do, because it was like, okay, what do I do? So then, time went on. So they kept him there for 30 days. And I'm like, well, that's a long time. Mom, they're going to expedite me back to San Diego. And so that's when it all started.
Okay. Okay. So he was arrested for
9 murders.
Did he do the murders?
No, ma'am. There was no weapons, nobody died. No 9 murders, no nothing.
So he was arrested for 9 murders, but there were no bodies?
There was no bodies, correct.
There was no gun?
No gun.
Was there a motive?
No motive.
So where did the 9 murders come from?
Exactly.
No, seriously, where did they come from?
Apparently they heard there was somebody got killed or 9 people got killed, and, during the trial, nobody got killed.
So your son was arrested for committing 9 murders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, let me go back.
Right.
Your son was
Allegedly.
falsely imprisoned
Right.
for committing 9 murders. During the course of the trial, no dead bodies were produced.
Correct. No dead bodies were produced.
So who did he kill?
Nobody.
Huh.
There was no killing nowhere. So they picked him up, and then in the process of picking him up, they picked up 32 other guys.
Okay.
I guess you call it a gang sweep.
Okay. So a gang sweep was done.
Mm-hmm.
Was your son in a gang?
No.
So your son was falsely accused and imprisoned for committing 9 murders because
Allegedly.
he was believed to be a gang member,
Yes.
although he wasn't.
Right.
So how did they determine that your son could possibly be a gang member?
Well, there's pictures on Facebook.
Okay.
So they got some of the pictures, and they seen him on the pictures with some of these guys in front of my which is his grandmother's house. Now, these pictures that they have of him was with his relatives and people he grew up with since babies.
Okay. So your son grew up in a neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
What is the neighborhood called?
Lincoln Park.
Okay. And Lincoln Park is in what part of San Diego?
Southeast.
Okay. So in Southeast San Diego, he has grown up with friends, relatives.
Absolutely.
Since he was a baby. He's
Absolutely.
been knowing these people.
Yes.
There's a picture that was captured with him and all of these people in front of your mom's home.
Yes.
That picture was put on Facebook because it was like, hey, with family, smile.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Literally.
And so a gang sweep was done.
Mm-hmm.
They're going through Facebook looking at pictures and determined by the pictures that since he is with these gang members, then he must be in a gang.
Right.
He's a part of the gang.
Right.
And you may not have the answer to my questions.
I'll try to answer it the best of my knowledge.
But my first question would be, before the arrest, did anybody check his criminal record? Did anyone do research to determine?
Yes, during the trial, they bring up all your history. So they try to make him out to be this horrible person. But in the process of the trial, they can't because they don't have anything. They can't say, well, yeah, Your Honor, he did shoot this, or yes, Your Honor, he's been incarcerated for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. There was nothing. No.
So all they had was guilt by association.
That's it, just guilt by association.
Okay, so now your son is not living in San Diego. He's in Vegas. He's actually on his way to get his take a test, to get his real estate license, and it looks like a scene out of Pick Any Action film.
Right.
Because SEAL 6 and a SWAT team.
Yes.
And local police.
Yes.
And a helicopter.
Yes.
Pick up one man.
One person.
With no bodies.
With nobody. But see, you got to think, they didn't know that.
Okay.
So I don't understand the SWAT and the SEAL 16. I don't understand that.
I don't understand.
I don't get that, so I assume that they just didn't know what they were getting themselves into.
And so all of this stems from Penal Code 182.5.
Yes.
Which was on the books.
Yes.
Has been removed from the books.
Yes, as of November.
As of November of last year?
I mean, last year, 2017, yeah.
Okay. And so I actually read, because Penal Code 182.5, based on what you're telling me, I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of the imagination.
Me either, don't worry.
So I'm reading this, and I've read it like a couple times, and I have questions. Maybe I need to bring an attorney in, because
yes,
I have questions. It says, it literally reads as this. It says, notwithstanding any person who actively, that's the key word, participates in any criminal street gang, actively participates, as defined in subdivision 18622, with knowledge that its members engage in or have engaged in a pattern of criminal gang activity. So the person needs to be an active member of the gang and know that the gang members are committing crimes. As defined in section 186.22, who willfully, as an act of my will, full knowledge, promotes, furthers, assists, or benefits from any felonious criminal conduct by members of that gang is guilty of conspiracy. So all of the wording, I'm just reading the words.
Right.
I'm just reading the words. It's just I'm just using cognitive. All of this says, first of all, you have to be active. The wording here states,
active.
You need to be active, you need to be willful, you need to be engaged. Your son was not active.
Right.
He was not willful.
Right.
He was not engaged. But because he knew some family members?
By association. You're guilty by association.
But that's not what the wording says.
But that's what it is.
But that's not what the wording says.
Right.
I have some questions. So, so now your son is picked up. He is he's held in Vegas for about 30 days.
Yes.
Then he's moved to San Diego.
Then they expedited him down to San Diego.
How long was he in prison?
9 months. 7, 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a long time.
And so now how did they determine that he was, how did they finally come to the conclusion you've got the wrong guy?
It was a long process. We had to go through one judge who made a mistake, and then we had to appeal it. So it took some time for this judge to read it, pick up a paper, and was like, I don't see anything that they've done. He didn't even understand the Penal Code 182.5. He read it.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, I feel vindicated. Thank you, Jesus. Because if a judge does, because I'm a common everyday person, and I'm reading this like, okay, I'm seeing some words, some keywords in this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this links to your son. So it's good to hear that there was a judge who looked at it and said, this makes no sense.
Yes, made no sense. So he dropped it. It's like, those two can go.
Wow.
Yes.
So, I'm going to ask somewhat of a naive question. So, once it's dropped, apology from the city?
No apology.
His record's cleared?
No.
Huh. So, you got SEAL Team 6, you got SWAT,
Yes.
you got local police,
Yes.
and a helicopter. You were wrong.
Right.
There's no apology.
No.
There's no clearing of the record.
Right. Not right now. We're still waiting for the apology.
So there's public humiliation, but there's no apology.
Right.
When you find out you were dead wrong.
Yes.
Huh.
And you knew you were wrong.
Huh. So we're going to take a break for station identification. When we come back, we're going to find out what happened during those 9 months while Kelly and the community were working to free her son. Well, hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at KTAV.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego Station of Inspiration, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry. You are listening to the San Diego Station of Inspiration, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
Hey, you guys, we are back here in studio. We have Miss Aramik. Aramik, what's your last name?
Blake.
Aramik Blake here in studio with us. So she was filling us in. She's a friend of Kelly Harvey's. She was filling us in on some of the questions or the holes that I had where I was just kind of like, what? I'm reading the wording, and this makes absolutely no sense. So before we jump off into the deep end, I want to find out from you, tell me, what do you do in the community?
So I'm the director of Generation Justice, which is a youth-led, student-led community organizing and activism organization. And then I also sit on the steering committee for restorative justice. So I steer how restorative justice goes district-wide. As we're trying to get criminal justice reform, we're moving in a direction of restorative instead of punitive. So that's the work that I do.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard.
Of course it is.
We're getting it done little by little.
That is absolutely fantastic. So, okay, I need you to help me out with Section 182.
Okay.
Because I'm reading this.
Okay.
And again,
it's crazy.
I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler for words.
Yes.
I have a thing with words. I'm reading this, and it says, notwithstanding any person who, keyword, actively participates in any criminal street gang as defined, subsection 186.22, with knowledge that its gang members engage or have engaged in a pattern of criminal gang activity as defined, again, in 186.22, who willfully. So all of these things, the wording for this says you are active, you are willful, you have knowledge, you have either participated in the past or you're participating now. It all sends it all denotes activity. All of the wording. So how do you pick up someone who has not been involved and say we are going to pick you up under this penal code when you don't even fit the pattern of the penal code to begin with?
So as Ms. Kelly was saying, we have a huge problem in Southeast San Diego around gang documentation.
Right.
There are kids being documented as gang members and their parents don't even know. And so when we talk about this code, this is just one of the unjust, corrupt ways that they criminalize Black and brown people every single day, and especially young people. So this code, as we were talking about when we were offline, is this code basically says that you don't have to be. So the person who was arrested with Aaron was a rapper. They said he benefited from it from just rapping. Every rapper raps about their experience or what they see around them. You don't have to be actively involved, but you're rapping about what you see around you, and you still get arrested for committing murders that you had no involvement in. So I think the reason why the judge had such a huge issue is because they pulled this, they had never used this before, or they say they've never used this before, right? They literally pulled this out of their hat. So they said, you know what, we never use this, but we're going to use something different on these guys this time. And so that's why everybody...
Our Black people.
Black people.
Men. Our Black men.
Yeah, we got to get them some kind of way.
Yes.
So when you talk about, I mean, if we're just keeping it all the way real, Aaron is a person who's very, very respected in the community. Even before this, everybody knows who Aaron is. Like, if you grow up around the Harveys, they take everybody in. So you're around everybody.
So, okay, so the picture you're painting is the Harveys have what I call the Kool-Aid house.
Kool-Aid house.
Right? So remember?
Yes.
Well, you're really young. Don't look at me cross-eyed. But back when I was coming up, youngin', there was a commercial on, and it was kind of like in this neighborhood, and you would have like the house, and it was like that's where they would serve Kool-Aid, and all the kids would come to that house.
That's them. Yes. You hit it on the head. That is them. We all come to their house for whatever we need. So imagine having that all through your life growing up. You're around so many different people. So of course Aaron's taking pictures with everybody. Of course Aaron is associated, knows everybody. That's just how their family is.
Right.
You know? So that's how this all came about, you know, and it's another example of how they went all the way to Vegas. This person is now doing something great with his life, moved on, you know, all these different things, and you went to Vegas to get him. That's how, like, the police officer, like Miss Kelly said, the police officer who said somebody has it out for you, that's real. They have it out for our young people every single day.
They do. Our Black men.
But here's one of the discrepancies, and we were kind of touching on this offline. Here's what stands out to me as a blatant injustice. Do they do the same thing for members of the Ku Klux Klan?
No.
No.
There are no white documented gang members.
At all.
There's no white documented gangs.
Right.
So
they're called hate crime.
Right.
Yeah. They're called hate crimes.
So the double standard.
Yes.
It is absolutely a double standard.
Another example. This is a way. So every Tuesday and Thursday, they switch up the days every once in a while. You have the gang suppression unit that goes into Southeast San Diego in City Heights and stops randomly. So you're profiling young Black and brown men and sometimes young ladies.
Yeah. Now it's starting to be the women are being pulled over too now. Because not too long ago, I think, Aaron, we were at Pillars, and it was a Tuesday, and we were down at Pillars, and there was a couple of police officers. We were standing outside. They pulled over this car. Well, we knew that he was going to get pulled over. One, he had a nice car, and so, you know, my husband and the kids, they went down there. The reason why they pulled him over is because he looked suspicious. He looked like a gang member.
How do you look suspicious and
look like
you asking the wrong person, because I'm
racially
trying to figure it out now. Black? Brown?
Yeah.
That's
pulled
how
over
you
because
look.
you're Black.
Yeah.
Pulled over while being Black.
So was he wearing, okay, so let me go with the stereotypical stuff.
Okay.
Was he wearing like all gang colors.
What's a gang color?
They're all
Yeah, what's a gang color? You know, we wear green, but we live in Lincoln Park.
Yeah,
you know, so.
I mean,
right. That's
there's no, you know, I'm just really frustrated because, like, I don't know how I am not documented as a gang member. Like, I don't know how I'm not. Like, I hang
The
around
grace of God.
The grace of God. But honestly, like, you pick and choose who you want to, you know, if I didn't have the relationships and the connections I have, I would be profiled. I would be a certain type of way. I hang out in a certain type of neighborhood. I'm that person that's always at Miss Kelly's house, always, you know, eating up her food. Like, you know, I'm always around everybody. And I love the color red. So I don't know, you know.
So
she's documented.
Probably. The thing is,
you are too now.
Right. Yeah, I'm so hood. But the thing is, so it's, I'm so disheartened by this because it's, here you have a family who's doing good for the community, mm-hmm. right? They have a home where everyone can come to the home. Mm-hmm. We're going to feed you. Mm-hmm. We're going to do something positive for your life so everyone can come. You need a place to crash? Grab a blanket and a pillow. There's a floor. Mm-hmm. You want some food? Mm-hmm. Yes. Come, let's eat. You need to talk?
Yes. That's how it is.
You haven't eaten, you need to shower?
Yes.
Come on. Mm-hmm. So now you have a family that is doing everything that they can to benefit the community that they're in. Mm-hmm. A community that is economically depressed, mm-hmm. aka poor. Mm-hmm. A community that is, according to the statistics for the larger population of San Diego, is not only poor but prone to violence. And so now you have a family, once again, who's doing everything they can to make a positive impact in the lives of young people.
Yes.
And the seeming payback for doing that is, well, you've had gang members at your home, and so by default, your sons are now guilty by association, mm-hmm. and so they must be a part of a gang mm-hmm. without any research into their lives, into what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You're just guilty by association. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about what you are doing on the restorative end to change that.
So right now we basically take, we have referring partners. So our referring partners are the DA. Mm-hmm. Our referring partners are the Sheriff's Department, San Diego PD. We're getting city attorney on board. And so what we do, and then schools and communities can also refer. So say a youth commits, I hate to say crime, but commits a crime, does harm. That youth would have an opportunity, say they did it to you, and you agreed for them to go through this process, restorative process, instead of the punitive process. Right. They can then go...
Rather than the school to prison pipeline.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That youth will now go through the restorative, the RCC process. And once they complete this process, then the case goes away, mm-hmm. and everything is sealed. And so right now we take mid-level, like we can take low-level, we take mid-level, and right now that's why we need to get someone elected like Genevieve Jones-Wright, mm-hmm. because we need to be taking those higher level for those. I went to Donovan the other day, mm-hmm. and when I say so many intelligent black men, it was filled with black men.
Yes.
So, I mean, the brightest, the smartest, you know? And so with restorative is giving a second chance, because a lot of times we're charging youth as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yes.
For first-time offenses.
Yes.
For getting in fights. What most of us did when we were kids, but, you know, we weren't being charged as an adult, right? And so now we're trying to do a restorative process to make sure that they're not going through this punitive, the school to prison pipeline. So that's some of the work that we're doing. And then with Generation Justice, we're full-on activists, so we shut things down. And then I always say, this is the best way to explain it, is we tear down walls, but then we build bridges. So I'm big on that. Right. I will tear your wall down, but I will eventually build a bridge when you're ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She does.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we are going to take a break for station identification. When we come back, I want you to touch on the fact that, especially during this case with Aaron, what the district attorney was recorded saying on KPBS. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the injustice that continues because his record has yet to be expunged.
Right.
And then the work that you're doing with single parents. Okay. So we're going to hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
Hey everyone, we are back here in studio with Miss Kelly Harvey and Aramik Blake of Generation Justice, as well as
Restorative Justice Steering Committee.
The Restorative Justice Steering Committee. So I want to go back to what happened with Aaron. What was the district attorney recorded saying?
Miss Kelly, you want to?
Oh, Bonnie DeMonis. Well, like I said, I'm kind of the backseat mom. But on KUSI, they were asking her questions about this penal code, and she said, that Aaron and Tiny Do, a.k.a. Brandon Duncan, she's going to make sure that they never get out of prison.
Right. Although she knows that they did not commit any of these murders, any crime. But because they are gang members, you guys, I put up my fingers like quotation marks, gang members, she's going to make sure.
So she's going to make sure that they never get out of prison. They have committed no crime.
Right.
Absolutely.
And she says on record
they're guilty. They're guilty by association, but they're not part of a gang.
She doesn't say that they're not part of a gang.
Right.
She says because they are a part of a gang, because you have gang documentation laws and all this stuff, guilty by association or gang by association, right? Or the neighborhood in which you live. Lincoln Park is a culture, a neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all, when somebody asks me, like, I'm from Lincoln, like, and I'm not from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I grew up in that neighborhood.
So the name of the gang, so for clarification for the audience who are listening, who are kind of like, wait, what's going on? The name of a gang is Lincoln Park. And the name of the community is Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the school, Lincoln High School, is right there. So then you have, we all love to wear green because we love Lincoln High School. You know what I'm saying? There's so much
representing our high school. We're
Right.
representing our high school. We're in the Lincoln area, which is considered Valencia Park.
Right.
So when you think of fraternities and sororities and all these, what do they do? They wear their colors. They represent where they're from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now it's criminalized when we do it.
It's criminalized for it's criminalized for socioeconomically depressed communities.
Boom.
But not for Yale or Harvard.
Exactly.
Right. So I can rep my colors if I go to an Ivy League school.
And throw up the sign of your
school.
Right.
Like
whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Right. Yes.
But
Right.
you know, so
And-
yeah. I have a lot. I was talking about the controversial piece of how we talk about gang members, but I don't want to do that to your show right now.
No, we'll bring you on and we'll have that discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have that discussion. So let's talk about what's happening in the here and now for Aaron. So there's been no apology for a false arrest, nor has his record been expunged.
Well, we went to a BMU, which is a Black Man United, and Bonnie DeMonis, I'm going to say her name.
Mm-hmm. Say it. Yeah.
Bonnie DeMonis stood up and said, because it was a question that was asked, have you got up and apologized to Aaron? And her thing was, yes, I've called him numerous times. But see, me as a mother, since you humiliated him, I need you to go to the public, which you said on the radio station that he will never get out. I need you to go back and recant that and say, you know what, I made a mistake.
I'm 100% in agreement.
I'm sorry.
I am 100% in agreement. You do not publicly humiliate someone and then privately apologize.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way.
Yes.
You tried to ruin his life.
Right.
You literally
Yes.
tried. And if he was not an overcomer, you would have ruined his life.
Right.
His life, his family's life, yes.
Yeah, so no,
Yes.
I'm 100%. I am 100. I will take that to my grave.
Yes.
I'll take that before the throne. You do not publicly humiliate someone and then think you can privately be like, I'm sorry.
sorry.
Right, no.
No.
So
Say
it was,
that.
it was
Yeah.
a question, and I'm not sure if it was Aaron Meek or Tasha that asked the question about, are you going to apologize to him, not just behind closed doors?
Right.
Right.
We need a public apology. His
Right.
She
family
used the
needs a public.
lawsuit as an excuse, though. She said, what did she say? She said, oh, because of the lawsuit, we can't actually address the case or the situation. That's a cop-out.
Yeah, because that's not true.
Okay, well, as soon as the lawsuit's over,
But
you're going to apologize?
But it doesn't matter. The lawsuit has nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
The lawsuit has nothing to do with you publicly apologizing.
Oh, no, I'm just addressing her disingenuous
Right.
offer.
Yes.
So when the lawsuit's over, then will we
Right.
get an apology?
Right.
Is it on your calendar?
Right.
Because I can give you a date.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So what about his record? Has his record been expired?
Well, that I can't answer because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never asked him, but the last time he came to me a couple of years ago saying, Mom, I can't even get a job because the arrest comes up on his record. So as far as to now, I doubt it because he's still looking, well, he doesn't have time to look for a job anyway, but because he's in school, full-time student. But it's even affected him looking for a job because he's always worked. He's always doing something. But now it's hard for him to get a job.
Mm-hmm. So now there's a lawsuit that's being filed
Yes.
against the city
Yes.
for the wrongful arrest.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about the work that you're doing with, and I really want to touch on this. We're about 7 minutes away from the top of the hour, and this is near and dear to my heart, and I think it is only because I was raised by a single parent, and I know that it was nobody but God's protection on me that has really kept me and shielded me from a lot. And so now let's talk about the work that you're doing for single mothers and with single mothers, especially who may or may not have support around them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the most important is when, my mom, when we were young, used to always say it takes a village. Well, I never understood that until I was working with a couple of single mothers who lives in a community, and I'm, trying to reach out to her. Look, get your community involved because you need that village to help you get through what you need to get through with your son. And she's a single mother. So, my plea is to get involved with your community.
Right.
So that your community, so when it's time to knock on the door saying, hey, I need some help, my son was wrongfully arrested, then we can get the community to behind us. Because if it wasn't for our community, I don't know where we would be because we did some door knocking. Yes, it was some people who were like, well, he's got to be guilty. And then we just went to a whole bunch of different organizations, and finally we had one organization, which is Pillars of the Community, who helped us. And so it took that village to help us, you know, to get down and fight. So for the single mothers, you know, I'm trying to get them to get involved in their community, because I've always been involved in our community. When my brother in 1988 was going through some stuff, you know, then in the community they helped us. So, you know, the mothers, is very important to educate yourself on the law, educate yourself on,
That's really good.
you know, dealing with the what do you call them, the attorneys, the public defenders. You have to have a relationship with them, you know, so that, because all public defenders don't have your back. Right. They all don't. They just like, just take the deal, knowing I didn't do it.
But just, yeah.
Exactly. Our caseload is stacked so high.
Right.
So, you know, just work with the community. Let the community help you.
That is excellent advice. And one of the reasons why I want to bring this up, not just for parents, but especially with single mothers in mind, and single mothers who are in the Southeast community. One of the things, even though this law is no longer on the books as of November of last year,
yes,
the effects of this penal code is still
it's
present.
Yes, it is.
And so one of the things that was shared with me, that you all shared with me offline, was we have children as young as 2 years old,
yes,
that have been profiled, and they're marked.
Mm-hmm.
They're marked before they could do right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They're marked before they could be like, okay, well, no, we're gonna,
absolutely,
you know, I'm so sorry, you guys, my memory is failing me right now. I was listening to someone talk about how, I was at a luncheon, and a lady was talking about how her mom had her go live in Florida or in California with her family because she was living in like a not so good neighborhood, and just to give her a different future and a different trajectory. But based on what I've heard today with this law, so you can have a 2-year-old who grew up in a gang home, you could have someone in the family determine, we don't want you living here, we want you to go and live in Vegas or Florida or New York or wherever. But because of the effects of this law, this person could still be picked up for a crime that they didn't commit, because it happened to your son. This is not fiction.
Right, it's not.
It's real life, unfortunately.
Yes.
Right. So this person could be picked up for a crime that they didn't commit because way back when they were photographed, or way back when they had a family member who was a part of a gang. And so the presumption is, A, you know something. What am I going to know it to? A, you know something. And then B, because you know a gang member, you could actively be involved, and we're going to arrest you based on potentiality?
Doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't, but that's reality.
Doesn't make sense.
It's a stark reality.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would just say, to add, the Harvey family, Aaron, they have all done amazing work. When you talk about, you know, working with Dr. Weber to go in and do a audit of cow gangs. When you talk about getting, finally having the first trial to get somebody's name off the gang documentation list. Like, all this work they've done to, you know, help families, help young people, right? But they've done a lot of work. Now it's time for us to do a lot of work, and that looks like criminal justice reform. And so we have to dig deeper. We can no longer allow ourselves to put people and vote for people, put people in place that think this way,
right,
and that want to harm us in any kind of way. So it's deeper in how we vote and what we do around criminal justice reform. Is so much deeper, because we can't just, you know, change some things. We need to change laws.
Yes.
We need to rewrite laws.
Yes.
Right. And we need the
Yes.
effect really needs to take place at the policy level.
Exactly.
Because protest is great, but if policy doesn't change, protest becomes ineffective.
Protest is just to ignite and get the conversation started.
Right.
It.
That's the
it.
majority of my
Yes.
job. I ignite people to get the conversation started so that the real work can begin.
Right.
There's so much real work that nobody ever sees, that they have done. They've been doing, right, and continue to do. Right. And so we need people to join in and do the behind-the-scenes work. That's rewriting law, voting people in the right way, right? So, yeah. I get passionate.
No. You are absolutely on the right. And as we are headed towards the month of June, vote Monica L. Montgomery.
Yes.
And vote Genevieve Jones-Wright.
Yes.
If you want change, vote people in who not only have been a part of the system, know how it works, have been advocating for change on their level, on a microscopic level. Give them the opportunity to now make big change.
Yes.
So, again, protest means nothing without policy. And so we need to start electing people who are going to change the policy. And then not only that, it's time for us as a community to also make sure that one of the legacies we're passing on to our young people is that whether they become involved, they at least have knowledge of how the legal system works and operates.
Absolutely.
How a penal code comes into effect.
Absolutely.
How to get a bill passed. How to get a law on the books that will benefit rather than harm the community.
Exactly.
Ladies, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. We are actually over time. So we have come to, like Boyz II Men say, you want to hear me sing it. I know. I'm not gonna. But we've come to we've come to the end of the road. Ladies, thank you so much, Aramik. If God says the same, we will definitely have you back in because I love your fire and I definitely love what you're doing. Kelly, thank you so much.
Yes,
and thank you for the work that you have done quietly in the background that your family has done for the Southeast community. The product of your work is sitting right here.
Yep. And I'm thankful. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
All right, you all. We'll see you next time here on the Simone Edwards Show. Bye.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.